the cam lever up. The mortiser is a very unique tool. It's used to make square holes. I'll show you how it does that and go over the safety. This is the type of a hole that you can make on here. We have different sizes of bits and chisels. This is the type of a hole that you might need to assemble a chair, table, or other furniture. When you make a joint called a mortise and tenon joint, you will need this tool. Here is the bit, has a regular chuck, has a bit and chisel. The bit and chisel need to be properly aligned. The alignment has to do with this part of the bit and this part of the chisel and how close they are. If they're too close, you build up friction. Friction creates heat. Heat destroys tools. This one got way too hot. See the discoloring? That blue, call that bluing of the steel. That blue changes the molecular structure of the steel. After that comes breakage. If the bit heats up too much, it will change and be brittle. It'll blow apart. Same with this one. You can see the bluing and it blew up. The alignment of the bit and chisel, something you're responsible for. You can hear if it's squeaking and rubbing too much. You can hear it. It needs to be adjusted properly so that there's room and they can work simultaneously. This one obviously drills a round hole. This chisel forces the corners of that hole in towards the bit and creates a square hole. The scrap comes out the hole here. All of this needs to be clear so that it'll make a proper cut. You have to use the clamp. Your work must be held down firmly in the clamp. You can set the depth of the cut. If the chisel starts to burn or if cutting becomes difficult, what should you do? What do you do, Simon? What do you do if the chisel starts to burn or the bit? Turn it off. Notify me, the teacher. Don't tell the managers, you notify me, teachers. Right here, the foot pedal. Again, your hands. You can keep your hand on the clamp here, keep your balance, but you don't need your hands to make this cut. Once it's properly aligned, everything's clamped in solid, you can make a cut. Wait till it comes to a dead stop. When you're finished, please fold the foot pedal back up out of the way. If you leave it down, somebody walks by and accidentally hits it, it's going to hurt. Fold it back up. Take your wood out of the clamp. By the way, the wood that we use on here needs to be free of knots and cracks and other problems. Now obviously if you're making a chair or you're making a table and you need a mortise and tenon joint, you're going to select good wood, right? But make sure that it's free of knots and cracks, any other defects, because the bit and the chisel are doing a lot of work at one time. If it hits a knot, the bit is very fragile and shattered. So is the chisel. Obviously things can go wrong. This created the square notch, or the mortise created that square area a lot faster than if you had drilled holes and had to chisel that out by hand. If we didn't have one of these, that's how you would create a mortise. You'd have to drill out the majority of the material and then go back in with a hand chisel. Could you get it perfectly accurate like this? No. Would it be the right depth every time? Probably not. It's a really nice tool to have. Please take care of it.